Thank you for joining Pack Mentality tonight. We've got our special E3 coverage going. Day 1, or day 0 is what it's technically called, I guess, at the moment.
Really?
Yeah, because they're saying, like, it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So this is technically day 0, and yesterday was day, like, legitimately...
What was yesterday, then?
Day -1.
You're shitting us, right?
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is considered the actual E3, like, show floor and stuff.
Okay.
All right. I mean, never mind. Go ahead.
Yeah,
We'll definitely check this before we finalize this and put it on the line, but I'm pretty sure...
We're going to record a new plug.
That's okay. That's fine. We do that every week anyways.
Welcome to day -5,000.
I am Stubens.
Nerdman.
Captain.
OG Duck.
And we are here to give you the definitive
Yeah.
opinion on E3. Alright, thanks for sticking with us. Who's all seen Microsoft's conference?
Not me. I watched it.
I watched
That was,
Microsoft's conference.
Pleasantly surprised by it.
Yeah, no idea.
Captain?
I didn't watch the full thing. I watched stuff that I was interested in.
there it is.
Partially engaged as always.
Life of a
Not very much of a surprise.
No. So, what do you think?
I thought it was good. I thought, honestly, 2 years in a row, being more of a Sony fan, that's like I play more on my Sony systems than I do Microsoft. I thought for 2 years in a row they've had the better conference at E3. As far as Sony's hasn't happened yet, but they had a better one last year, and I feel like they had a really badass one this year. Sony's got a lot to live up to in a couple hours.
I think that, obviously without seeing Sony's, but this is just kind of my idea of Microsoft in general, and I'm sure plenty of people will disagree with me. I think Microsoft brands themselves better than anybody.
Yeah, they do a really good job.
I think Microsoft, I really do. I think they get themselves out there and they make it look as though they are I saw their new commercials, and you would think that they were the only game system out there. And of course, because Microsoft games are they're on Windows 10 too, so they had the PC and they're almost like joining Xbox and PC in their.
There's definitely a solid bridge between the two now that kind of blurs the line, especially with all the first party games.
Yeah, so I think they brand themselves great.
Yeah.
I don't think that for us gamers it might. I mean, when actual playability, I prefer Sony to that, but I would never discredit Microsoft on their branding. They go out and they brand themselves better than
They kill
anybody.
it. They got some of the best.
On the bright side, though, now you don't have to have a gaming PC, an Xbox One, and a PlayStation 4. You can just have a PlayStation 4 and a gaming PC. I'm just saying.
This is true.
You get all the exclusives
You're
that
not
way.
wrong. You're not
Yeah,
wrong.
that's almost odd that they were doing like all the exclusives on PC as well.
I'm happy with it just because I don't own an Xbox One, and I
Yeah.
can actually. I'm building a new PC very soon, and I'll be able to play it with you guys.
We'll get into specific games in a minute here, but that I realized that today when we were talking about Microsoft's is that Stubens was talking about Sea of Thieves, and I was like, oh, that does kind of look cool. And like I said, we'll talk about the game in a little bit. But I was like, oh, but I won't be able to play it because I don't have an Xbox. Oh wait, yes I will because I can just play it on PC.
Yeah.
So
No, I wonder how that's going to work in the future. They have obviously a multi-tiered console release system going on now with the S being officially revealed and then the Project Scorpio.
Yeah, Project Scorpio.
Project Scorpio, like, if people have to start upgrading systems over and over. I know we just talked about this on last week's episode, but now
get the fucking PC, dude.
But, like, you have to keep upgrading a system every 2 years.
Yeah.
And all the games are on the PC anyways. I don't know. They're great at marketing. I'm sure they got this way thought out better than I am, sitting here thinking about it myself, but I just thought that was a strange, game plan. But we don't have to, hash apart the console specs and stuff. That's for smarter people than I.
I do have to agree to disagree with you, by the way, because I think Sony had the better show last year at E3. Another topic, another time.
We can do that.
Well, I do not agree
in the
with your
episode
statement there.
The episode we film in an hour and a half.
Yeah, exactly.
Shocking. We're talking about Microsoft's
that being said,
show.
Microsoft did have a good show
No,
this
they
year.
had a good show.
And
They had a good
Nerd
show
Culture.
last year as well. I don't think it was the best.
I think even their pre-console launch show was way better than Sony's. Like they've killed
said
it.
they brand themselves.
They kill
better
it.
than
They kill it every time. Like, and they always have more exclusives. How many exclusives did Sony launch last Christmas? Because their whole show was.
Oh, they had nothing for. Their show was about the future, man.
Yes,
they had a
the
very
holiday.
good show.
The holiday for us gamers.
The
and
future
Microsoft handed us like 4 or
is
5
VR.
exclusives. I think the game I walked away from the most impressed was Sea of Thieves.
that's probably the one. Again, not being a Microsoft guy, quote unquote. That and I really gotta say, the new Forza
Yes.
almost makes me like I'll play it on PC then.
Forza Horizon.
So play it on PC.
3. That was. Whew.
Yeah.
I'm not a racing guy, so you guys.
No,
man,
but I don't even
it
think
just-
you have to be a racing guy to just look at that game.
Oh,
and
it was
It
was gorgeous.
It was really pretty. It was really pretty.
fantastic looking. That seems to be the coolest looking game I saw from Microsoft.
I was impressed, and I haven't played the other Forza games a lot. Did they have that much of a varied car choice? Because I showed like in the dunes, hitting like jumps and stuff, and I was like, there's like so much different.
Forza has a lot of cars.
Okay, was
Yeah.
there that many different types of
Forza's
racing
like-
too? Like go out in the sand dunes
I
and
don't
hitting
know
jumps
that.
and stuff. Like I was like, that looks fucking
Yeah,
cool.
usually it's more track.
Okay,
you know, almost
I mean,
like
I-
a Gran Turismo.
I know the
The
Horizon
Horizon series is
but
open
Horizon
world,
series
though,
is different.
Yeah, I
which is
wasn't sure.
Which I prefer open world.
See,
for
I've played
racers.
Forza Motorsports. I've never played Horizon, so I'm probably the worst critic. But I was like, that looks dope. Like there's so many different varied forms of racing that
Fucking
I feel like it
awesome.
would get less boring. Quick, for me that doesn't play racing
But now,
often.
Sea of Thieves. Is it an MMO?
I don't think it's an MMO.
They almost portrayed it as though it was.
I don't know what's going to be like an MMO. It's going to be kind of more like a like a Battlefront style, like go into a game and the game will be over.
Had they really explained that though?
I don't think they
No.
did.
They just showed some
They didn't
gameplay.
explain,
But
but
it
it
was-
looked like there was a lot of.
They had 4 crews going, right? Isn't that what they said? They had 4 crews.
Yep.
4, not individual people, like 4
No, yeah.
full
Oh, yeah,
ship
no,
crews,
yeah,
right?
that's-
Were they all in the same game together?
Yeah.
That's what it looked like.
So is it like maps like Battlefield? Again, maybe I haven't explored
Yeah,
this.
that's my biggest question. Does everybody load up at once and then the game starts?
Yeah.
Or do you just hop into a game that's already full and you just kind of?
Or you leveling up and you have your own ship.
I don't think it's.
I don't.
That would be
Yeah.
amazing.
I don't
That would
think
be
that's-
really
yeah.
awesome.
Because it looked like you need multiple people to
Yeah.
run a ship.
Which
like-
I think that.
oh, it's a cool
concept-
concept.
But they're
Very
also
cool.
making him walk the plank, so maybe you can have like, a mutiny
Can
in
you
your
make people walk the plank? Like,
Yeah,
you like
I-
glance away from the screen for like 2 seconds and miss that?
Yeah, they were like pushing him off the plank with
I'm
their
gonna make
sword.
you walk the plank so many times.
Mutiny.
That's all you're gonna do.
That's all I'm gonna do. Alright, guys, get in the game.
Mutiny against the captain?
Yeah, you're
out. It's like, no.
sleeping with the fishes.
I finally get to live my dream of being a pirate.
You're gonna be sleeping with the fishes.
At
Game
the
over.
bottom of the sea.
No.
Can we keel haul you?
I don't know.
Probably not. It's probably rated like
It-
T.
it-
Probably no keel hauling.
That was my biggest negative with the game. If there's any negatives with it looked cool, but when I think of having a fun open world pirate game, I don't want the cartoony feel. I want, like we said earlier, a Black Flag just without the Assassin's Creed story.
Black Flag.
If we could have a game that looked like Uncharted 4,
but be pirates.
but be pirates and an open world, I don't need anything
I thought
else.
I always wanted that. And I mean, you've talked about the whole leave the Assassin's Creed name off of Black Flag and create a pirate game based on pirate lore.
Yeah.
But after seeing this, I think I respect the styling. Like, I feel like it'd almost get boring. Like looking at the same drab colors and drab stuff, like the cartoony, like the colorful and the bright, the outfits and stuff. I feel like it'll look fresh more often. Because I'm one of those people that stand by the fact that like sometimes, like a Nintendo game where they use their graphic power to like make things look charming, it gets less boring. It's, I don't know, visually more entertaining. If I was playing a single player game, I think I'd want a grittier Assassin's Creed style graphic style. But I think if we're going to be playing all grouping up together and having like fun and I feel like
Yeah, I mean, I see where you're going with that, because like the World of Warcrafty feel of the color, like everything's very colorful and very.
it keeps me engaged.
Yeah,
visually
I see
for
where
a
you're
longer
going
period
with
of
that.
time.
I think more of I was just into that vibe of I wanted
Yeah,
a gritty
no,
pirate game.
But like raising the mask, like I think fun overall is going to trump. It could have looked like pixelated, and I'd still want to play it. It could have looked like Minecraft, and I would have wanted to play it because I feel like the frantic like the holes getting punched into the ship and like having to send dude,
Have
there's a hole in the wall, go down there and patch it up. Like I just feel like they're gonna create this like frantic teamwork pirate ship battling. Like I just think that's gonna be really cool.
You're gonna cell phone the guy to, hey, get down there and fix it.
Why would you do that? Game chat.
Yeah, game chat. You're gonna be online headset with everybody.
I was more talking about like in game. I just pictured your character like pulling out something. Get down there and fix the ball. Patch it up.
We're gonna be on the same ship together. I'm gonna wait in game. I'm gonna like yell at you.
That's just weird.
Out
My
of
mind
game.
instantly like went. I thought it was funny.
Why? We're talking about pirates.
But you like just a little like, hey.
That's like the universal hand symbol for calling.
That was interesting.
Like swordplay and gunfights.
I don't know if it's gonna be just ship combat. Yeah, I
Right.
don't think they showed.
They showed people walking around the island.
For,
and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. They
It's
shouldn't get on an
boring.
island and
For
like
a
the one dude
game
get
that-
left behind on the beach. He's like, you left us behind.
For a game that we got very excited about seeing, we don't know a lot about it.
I know. You know what? That's a sign of a really good trailer, though. Like I know very little about it, but I'm excited to play it.
Yeah.
Oh shit, we're running out of time. We gotta talk about something else.
Okay. Okay.
They
Moving
announced-
on.
Well, I mentioned my two
Hold
favorites.
on, let me pour my drink.
I mentioned my two favorites. So
No, that was my favorite. Period. Racing, not as huge into. The other favorite for me would be Dead Rising 4 announcement because I'm a huge Dead Rising fan.
I am a huge Dead Rising fan, but I wasn't excited for it because again, I don't have an Xbox. But
You can play it. Was that one, or was that exclusive? Was that
I don't know.
was that a PC one as well?
I thought like everything they were talking
I
about.
I
was
kind of
going
think everything
across-
exclusive is PC. So.
But we got Frank West back. As long
But
as
again, I'm new to PC, so my mind doesn't go there immediately.
Yeah.
When I see a game
You
that's
gotta train
Microsoft,
yourself.
I know. When I see a game from Microsoft, I'm like, yeah, cool, but I'm not gonna play it. Now I can.
Frank West is back. As long as they
Yeah.
keep the same voice actor and they keep his writing awesome and they don't like... I didn't like the Frank West that was in the off-the-record Dead Rising 2. He seemed like a little, like, almost like a parody of himself, in my opinion. So hopefully they tone him back down to, like, the semi-more realistic Frank that we got in the first game. I will be all about it. I absolutely... For some reason, I have, like, an obsession with Christmas-themed movies or, movies, I guess. It's not really games, but, like, this one, like, the whole trailer was, like, Christmas-themed. It had Christmas music playing, and they had the whole, it was a play on words with a sleigh and slaying, like sleigh ride or something. I can't remember what it was now off the top of my head. But that, I know, I thought that interested me. I like that. I think that's fun. He had like a crossbow that was shooting candy canes at zombies. So, and it's open world again. I thought 2 was probably my least favorite in the series, but 3 was really good. I didn't think a giant open world would work for the Dead Rising game series, but 3 proved me wrong. I like 3 quite a bit, so basically having a 3 with a Christmas theme and Frank West in the back has me pretty excited.
Titanfall 2. Anybody?
Yeah, no, they're actually bringing a story mode to it. Characters seemed interesting.
I
From the
thought
trailer.
that looked decent,
Yeah, no, I did too.
but I just wanted to bring.
I know
it
that
up.
was
know
rumored
if anybody else here played the first Titanfall.
Yeah.
I
never even played the
was
first
saving
one.
it more for EA's, but or like the other, like the but
Okay.
yeah,
It is multi-plat, but I mean,
Is it?
but
Yeah, oh, yeah.
it's gonna be on PlayStation this year
yeah.
When did I miss that?
PC.
I mean, it was actually announced a long time ago that
Yeah.
Titanfall 2 would
Really?
be multi-platform.
Microsoft only
I
had it
missed that
licensed-
completely.
They only had it licensed for the exclusive for the first one.
Yeah.
Right over my head.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's why I brought it up because I
No,
I
it's
saw it be announced,
multi-platform.
but that was with the EA one then. Okay.
First,
Go ahead.
Oh, I
I'm
was
changing
just gonna say,
subject, so you go ahead.
Okay,
first.
I was just
Oh,
gonna say
yes.
my favorite part of the show is just like, and you kind of already hit on it, but their branding. Just the fact
God,
that
yeah.
everything that they're talking about, they're like, hey, it's gonna be on Xbox One and Windows 10 exclusive. And I thought that was cool. 'Cause
Design your
that's-
own controllers.
Yeah. little gel.
I am very jealous. Sony does not have anything like that right now.
Well, we got like
'cause,
30 minutes. They'll be playing their show. Maybe they'll.
I was watching you dabble with it on your phone, and I mean they showed a lot of options off on the screen
Yeah,
as
but
well.
it's-
And just oh my god,
That is.
the control
No.
you can make gorgeous controllers.
I can
color
use-
concepts.
I can use an Xbox One controller with PC.
You
Yeah.
can,
Yep.
yeah, absolutely.
So I can design a controller for my PC.
Get a little OG duck branded on it.
I feel bad about getting rid of my Elite controller now
What?
because it's PC. isn't it?
Oh yeah. I'm extremely excited about the customized controllers. I love that kind of stuff. I love having something unique and different, and the fact that it's not like, a rare one that only a couple thousand people get. Like it's literally
No,
going to be
it's
one that I
The
create.
exact colors you want, the button, like everything, and then you can put your gamer tag on it too. Like,
And then you play
my
Dark Souls
God.
3 with it, and you throw it. Gotta order another one.
Hopefully they have an option where if you can save it to your cart, so when it breaks,
Here's your profile.
reorder it.
You're the one that threw your Astros, so it probably would
Oh
happen.
yeah, it would totally. Yeah. Yes, it would happen.
But I will have to say, it reminded me of when I designed my own Converse, because Converse had a website you could go to, and it reminded me exactly like it. 3D models, spinning, picking colors for each part, and it's very cool. It's very cool.
What did I think about them combining all Minecraft servers?
Oh, I like it.
That's really
That's-
cool.
yeah,
Like,
that's cool.
That was something when Microsoft first acquired Mojang and like owned Minecraft. I really thought Minecraft would stop being updated on other consoles.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to use that as a like trump card. They were going to strong arm everybody wanted to play Microsoft or Minecraft to play on a Microsoft product. And the fact that they didn't and they kept updating it surprised me. Now they went one step further and they're like, everybody can play with everybody.
Yeah, that's
And
really
I was
cool.
like, that's
Well, not quite everybody. But
no. Did they leave PlayStation out of it or?
it's strictly, it's like the Windows 10,
Yeah.
Xbox One,
So it's-
the
it's-
Surface, cell phones, everything except like
PlayStation.
Wii U and PlayStation.
Okay, so I
basically.
thought Wii U was and PlayStation were left out still.
Yeah,
but,
they
but that's
were.
still.
Well, that's still like a huge step. That's really awesome.
And maybe if all those
Like,
rumors of cross-platform come true, which have kind of quieted down, you don't hear about it anymore.
We don't hear about it as much at all.
So I'm thinking it's probably not real. But if it ever ends up becoming true, then I'm assuming that PlayStation will be added to the mix at least.
But
But
that's
it's
really cool.
like sitting on your cell phone and people playing, and
Yep.
even if you go to somebody's house and they're playing Minecraft and you're like watching them play, you can just like take your phone out and be like, I'm gonna jump in your world and screw around a little bit. Like I don't know. I just think that's a really cool concept. They added some upgrades to Xbox Live as well.
Yes.
I mean, they kind of. I say new upgrades. They have clubs, which is basically the Steam communities. I mean, it's not a bad thing to copy people, but Steam communities is a really
No,
cool.
it's fine copying people when stuff works.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes the
Steam communities
progression.
and the
It's-
Miiverse was basically a copy of the Steam community. They're really cool concepts. I think that's a really fun thing for consoles. The arenas thing, where they're actually going to have like tournaments ran by the companies.
But
So
they,
like,
they brought up like playing music as though it was
Yeah.
something new.
I was like the one negative thing I was gonna say about the show is the fact that he got on stage and was like, you can play music in your background. It's like I could play music on my original Xbox in 2001.
In this new Pokemon, you can ride a bicycle.
Yeah, like
Fuck, dude. Yeah, of course.
like we could do that a decade and a half ago.
yeah.
Like a decade and a half ago that was possible, and they were announcing it at E3, and I was like, that's something you announced at E3. That's like
no, I wouldn't know.
we have two joysticks on our controller. I don't know. I just thought that was I just thought that was a strange thing to promote at E3 when we literally
Well,
were doing
that was
it.
one of their most requested features.
Why wasn't it a feature?
I know, I
in
know.
First place?
I'm aware.
I don't know. It was hardly on 360 much either. Like the first Xbox, everything was amazing. I thought that was the greatest thing, and then it kind of just tapered off, and then they're announcing it again in 2016. So that was strange.
I guess it's one of those better later than never type things.
But like the arena stuff, I think that's really cool because I mean technically like Blizzard could be like, oh, there's an Xbox One tournament tonight on Overwatch, and you win prizes directly from the publishers and actually play like an actual.
That's really
Not
cool.
like, hey, me and you guys, we're going to sit around and play games with everybody we know. Like, literal, nationwide, worldwide tournaments.
We'll win a prize.
Like, I just think that's a really cool... With esports and all that stuff becoming so popular, opening up smaller venues. It's like, instead of being on a bowling, national league, you can go to your league night. And
and you're still bowling on
Yeah.
National League. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's I don't know, I think that was a really cool
Yeah.
take on the video game competitive scene. I thought that was great. I'm trying to think. Recore. I forgot to talk about Recore. I thought Recore
Oh,
looked
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
I thought Recore looked good.
Record, I like. It reminded me of having the individual. It reminded me of something like Overwatch, where you have individual characters with heightened abilities in certain things.
Get around different, like, almost Banjo-Kazooie-esque. I thought, and I don't know if this is my, like, wishful thinking, but it looked like when you were playing, like, the main character, drawing a blank right now, because I'm the worst. It looked a little bit like Mega Man Legends, like the way she was shooting and walking away
Where she
and,
was,
and strafing.
Was
and,
it when she was like falling and like throwing the almost spider thing
Yeah,
on
that was
the
cool.
wall and just that
It
was
just had a
neat.
very Mega Man Legends feel to it, and I don't
It
know if that's just me.
it almost gave it like a platforming aspect.
Yeah, and I know Kaiji's working on it, so maybe that's just me like channeling that. Like, I really hope it. Now with Kaiji in subject, I love you to death, Kaiji. why is Mighty Number 9 not out yet? And Recore comes out in 3 months.
Kaiji's watching this.
He's watching it. He has to. I just don't understand. Like Mighty Number 9's pushback, and Recore's on schedule. And I'm like, oh, I mean, I want to play both of them.
It's always how it happens. But.
So, did you guys see that the entire Xbox One conference leaked on Twitter 30 minutes before it started?
Oh no, I did not.
Did not see that either.
I was stuck at work and watching
identically.
I was literally watching the whole thing at work, so I wasn't. I was trying to be a good employee before it started.
Sure.
There was. This doesn't say the name of the game. God damn it. There is that one game that they had.
Yeah, that one. That was a good one.
Like taking the happy pills.
Oh, Us Happy Few, or the Happy Few?
Us Happy Few, I think is what it was called.
I remember that one.
That looked fucking really good.
That looked ridiculous.
Like, really good. Like,
you might have, like, looked away from the screen.
Oh, man.
It was I like I said, I only watched about
It was an indie title.
I was having audio problems with Microsoft's stream, because I remember asking you about that
I think
earlier.
a couple people I had talked to said the same thing, but no, it looked...
So I reset it a few times.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
We Happy Few.
Yeah.
Looks
that,
cool.
I reset it a few times, but
Yeah. It was a short trailer. It wasn't on there very long, but it
I
looked
didn't see it. I was busy helping other people, unfortunately. I was at work watching it.
Yeah.
I was in an environment where I could watch it, though, but I did miss, apparently they did show the State of Decay sequel for a moment
oh, okay.
during the conference. I
I
missed
don't think I've
that.
seen that either.
Interesting.
So,
This is what happened. You try to run a geeky
yeah.
talk show and work a normal job at the same time. You try to stay up and up on everything. And that's pretty much everything I had down as far as notes as far as Microsoft's go.
Yeah, that was...
They showed Scalebound. Scalebound looked cool. It didn't blow my mind. Kind of looked like a dragon version of Lost Planet, which isn't a bad thing by any means. Like, you had your classic, like, weak spots and stuff, but I don't know.
I completely forgot. I thought it was weird, too.
kind of canny to me.
Sony.
We'll see.
Or not Sony. Square Enix was on Microsoft stage showing off the Final Fantasy 15 gameplay.
Yeah.
I did see that.
I thought that was weird.
Yeah,
I mean...
I'm stoked for 15.
Oh, yeah, I am,
either
too.
way, so... Yeah, so I don't know. I thought it was a pretty good show. They had a lot of games. Halo Wars 2. I don't do strategy very often, but a lot of people...
I don't do strategy.
And a lot of people are excited.
I used to when I was younger, but I don't as much
And
anymore.
Gears of War 4, but I mean, Gears of War 4 and Halo Wars 2 I've heard about
I
before.
thought overall, though, between...
See, that's where you, like... I get where you liked what Microsoft did, and they had a great show, but nothing that they did really blew me away.
I don't think anybody so far I've watched...
Besides Forza.
I don't feel like any of the conferences I've watched thus far have done any big surprises.
No, they haven't.
But I don't know if that's just a new trend with E3 leaks happening and maybe not trying to keep secrets as often. But I don't feel like there's been any like, all right, guys, our show's almost done. We have one last reveal, and then like,
see, that was last
crowd
year
goes.
for me, Sony, with their show. But, irrelevant. We'll talk about
yeah,
that.
no, fair enough. But I just don't feel like anyone's done that this year so far. I've watched Bethesda, I've watched EA, I've watched Microsoft, Ubisoft, and
I did think Microsoft did a really good show, though. Nothing mind-blowing. I liked that they started off, boom, here's the new system.
yeah.
The customizable controllers are beautiful. They showed a lot of games, most of them we already knew about. And then just talking about the Scorpio at the end was a nice little touch as well.
They wrap it up like with what you're saying, kind of to go in conjunction with it. They did a lot of branding.
They did.
They showed off a lot of games. Most of them we knew about, but they looked good. The only one that I'm semi worried about, and I want to hear gameplay opinions from the show floor, is Scalebound.
It didn't look good to me.
It just looks stiff, and I love Platinum. I played like every Platinum game, and I usually like every single one of them quite a bit. So I was like, I'm really hyped for it. So I'm being overcritical because like Bayonetta was my favorite beat 'em up ever, and then Metal Gear Rising came out, and that was my favorite beat 'em up game ever. And then Bayonetta 2 was my favorite beat 'em up game ever. And then Transformers kicked ass. So like and then Vanquish. Don't even get started on
But
Vanquish.
did you play Turtles?
I haven't played Turtles yet.
Did you play Korra? Or
No, I didn't
play.
play Korra that.
Well,
But
that's two of their games that you're leaving out.
I know I need to play them. But like Vanquish, I could talk about Vanquish for like an hour and a half because that was so like Scalebound. I went into it super stoked, and I walked away from it being like not overwhelmed by any means. So
Yeah.
They did kind of also not like they didn't come out flat out and say it. At least not while I was watching. But they kind of basically announced a permanent price drop because they said the S model is going to launch at $299.
So this $299
So in
sale,
August, like that means $299 is the new standard for it.
Because they keep calling the new price right now a new low price for like,
Yeah, they keep dropping on sale, and then like for 1 week it'll go back up to $349, and they'll go
Drops
right
back
back on down. But so that's kind of like slyly announcing a new price drop.
but decent
like
games.
a permanent price drop.
Decently. I mean, most of the games I thought looked awesome. Looked like it's something I want to play. Fantastic branding and a lot of customer and then gamer-oriented choices like the controllers and the.
But it'll be interesting to
The League
see
stuff.
how Xbox itself does now that its exclusives are with Windows 10 as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. As far as an outlook, that's the most thing.
They already stated too, though, a little bit ago that they're not like really announcing their sales numbers because they realize that they've lost that this gen. Not like
everything.
not that it's a bad console, but they purposely aren't giving out their sales numbers anymore for how many units they
commercials they hint
sold.
towards.
I didn't know that.
Their last commercial that I saw with where they talk about how the 10 best-selling games are only all on Xbox, and I forget which. It's like one that's on Xbox that's
Only,
not,
and then the rest of them are multiplayer.
Right. But I mean,
they-
their commercial comes out as though they're trying to say that
they're fucking awesome branding.
exactly
They've the best people in that
they
department.
have the best branding.
Sony does better trolling. I'm sure we'll see in a couple minutes here, which I'm pretty excited about. But no, they did overall. It was a good show. I'm excited to see what
October
Sony throws at us.
26.
And I'm excited to see what are we doing.
Yeah, that was a while ago. That
They've regained a lot of ground on the PlayStation.
yeah,
But I do feel like PlayStation's lead is probably pretty too strong to take at this point. But overall, I'm excited to see what the rest of the companies bring out to us because we still have a couple of shows. We got Nintendo and Sony are the two big ones we still have left.
Yeah.
And we'll cover those. We'll be covering.
plus any random announcements that don't necessarily take place at a conference but happen behind the scenes.
Yep, got a lot of that stuff. So we'll record Sony here after we watch it, so it'll be fresh in our minds, and then we'll have a third-party potpourri where we cover all the other big guys. So stick with us, and we'll be back in a little bit.